The SHURE SM7B is one of the most popular microphones for pretty much all purposes. People love it for broadcasting, podcasting, for streaming, filming YouTube videos, for singing, and so much more. So I finally got in my hands on one, and for $400, let's just say that this is a very expensive review to make. But one I'm very glad that I actually went ahead and did. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive right in. For more great content just like this, and just make sure to subscribe and then turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss any uploads. Also leave a like and a comment down below with all of your thoughts on this video. And while you're at it, I always leave affiliate links down below in the description as well. But make sure that you check out Lukrembo so you can find the best deals on all of that tech that you're shopping for. It's a simple browser extension that helps you make the best purchasing decision. And lastly, don't forget to check out my merch store if you're into some monochrome clothing like everything I'm wearing right here. So with that said, links to everything down below. And just as a quick disclaimer, I just wanted to let you guys know that every time that I release a review on a new microphone, I always stream with that exact same microphone on the same night that I review it. So that just means that tonight I will be live streaming on Twitch with the SHURE SM7B. And if you're interested in seeing what this microphone sounds like with other gameplay audio, maybe with my AC playing at the same time, music and that kind of thing, just to see how it handles the live streaming scenario and that kind of thing, then I'm going to be leaving links to my Twitch down in the description. So let us get on with the review. The unboxing here is going to be pretty cool. Slide off the cover to find the white box, cut through the tape to open up the lid, and on top, you're going to find a bunch of documentation and a layer of foam. Lift that up and you will find the SHURE SM7B and a cover for the switches on the back. You will also find an additional windscreen for it, but it won't be used for these purposes at all. Trust me, we won't be needing it. The exterior design consists of metal, and this microphone is pretty hefty, as in it feels sturdy in hand, but it's actually not really that heavy. There are other microphones that feel more dense than this one, like the Rode Podcaster for instance, but the build is still very good on this one. I'm not trying to diminish that by any means, and it already has the best pop filter / windscreen I've actually come across. However, my one complaint about the build is that pesky little wire that hangs off the microphone. No one really talks about it, at least not from what I've heard, and it's probably because it doesn't matter, but I hate that the seemingly vulnerable cable is so exposed like this. It makes me so much more afraid of handling it for sure. Pun intended. And this microphone also comes with a great shock mount that is going to be made out of metal, just as the entire microphone is already constructed of that exact same material. And you are also going to find some switches on the bottom to play around with the frequencies. So whether you want enhanced mids, or if you want especially less low end, or if you just want to keep this completely flat, you got a ton of options here, since you've got two switches that you can actually alternate between and change how the frequency graph is going to look when you speak back into this microphone, which I actually think is super cool, and it's a pretty unique feature of this microphone in particular. And the last thing that we're going to look at here is its mounting system, which is going to be on the bottom, and the XLR port right next to it. And this is a cardioid dynamic microphone with a frequency response of 50 Hz to 20,000 Hz and an impedance of 150 ohms. This microphone is going to be incredibly quiet, as it can take up to 180 decibels of gain, which is insanely high actually. And this whole time, you've been listening to what this microphone sounds like completely unfiltered with my voice. In its flat setting, I absolutely love the sound of this microphone, and I really mean it. This is still going to be a very quiet microphone by default, so I will have to increase the gain and boost, but this microphone offers a very natural and clear sound that still sounds so ideal for podcasting and things of the like. I'm very impressed with this microphone, and just one listen shows me what separates this microphone from the rest of the competition. I mean, it handles plosives incredibly well, to the point where I don't even hear any either, which is incredibly impressive. I'm still going to be doing an EQ test in a bit, but before that, this is what this microphone is going to sound like with a super loud AC in the room. So here we go. This microphone does a very good job at rejecting other noises, more so than virtually any other microphone I have tested so far, and this is just going to be incredible. I'm very happy with the results here overall. And this is what I sound like with the presence boost, and it makes me sound brighter for sure, I suppose, but I don't believe it to suit me really all that well. However, this is a sample of what that would sound like. And this is what this microphone sounds like with the bass roll-off switch on. I'm also not a fan of this config, not necessarily because it specifically works against my own voice from what you will be hearing back. Even though not entirely, but it doesn't really do me that many favors. I do prefer how it sounds like naturally. So after doing a little bit of EQ on the flat setting, I did not increase the compression at all and left it as is. I just raised the lows a little bit as well as the mids, and I would consider this to be a more flattering sound for myself at least. But I really like what it sounds like by default already, so I'm going to be doing the rest of this review without the EQ applied at all. So it's going to be completely natural back to its original setting. And so in spite of my love for this microphone, I still have some things that bother me about this microphone. I hate the fact that this cable is completely exposed, not because it ruins my shot, because it doesn't, but because I have this anxiety that I have to be especially careful with it so that it doesn't tear by accident or anything like that. This was a $400 microphone after all. To hell if I'm going to let this get damaged. This microphone is very gain hungry as well, and I mean very, more than any microphone I've tested so far. While my $200 Yamaha MG10X2 mixer can power it enough for me to be fine when it comes to recordings and just being able to raise it and boost, while you're working with this microphone in a live streaming scenario, it might not be totally ideal because you may not have that much control out of the box, and in that case, you would strongly benefit from a cloud lifter or something like that. It's very quiet, and it's unfortunate that the $600 in total, between the two that I've spent, isn't enough to get the most out of this microphone. This microphone really requires a lot from you, to say the least. So, I still really love this microphone, and I will be keeping it, because this has me very intrigued. I really want to see if I can learn to EQ it better than my Audio-Technica BP40, and even consider a mixer upgrade to get the most out of it as well. This is such a big investment though, that definitely hurts, and you do not need this in order to get good sound for your setup of any kind. I've made a bunch of reviews on differently priced dynamic microphones, all the way from $100 to, well, $450, which I'm going to leave a playlist for linked below. So go ahead and take a look at those as well, and save yourself a little bit of money or a lot of money along the way. However, if you have the money to shell out, this microphone is just incredible, and I look forward to mastering it with my voice in due time. And with that said, if you've got the cash, then this one is an amazing choice. I actually like it more than the RE20, which costs $50 more, but just by a little bit, and it's because of its great handling of plosives, which it does a better job at, and sound rejection as well, which it also does a better job at in my opinion. This is why everyone loves it, and I'm very happy recommending it. And if you're interested in purchasing this microphone, then I'll be making sure to leave affiliate links down to Amazon in the description. And if you end up using any of my links, I get a small commission that does help me run things just a little bit more smoothly around here. And there's also the option for Luster, which is this really cool browser extension that I use all of the time when I'm shopping for microphones, because it helps me find sales on different types of microphones when I'm shopping online. It's a non-intrusive browser extension that can really only do you favors along the way, and it even shows you what the most popular microphones are within any given category. So in this particular case, I would strongly recommend that you download that browser extension because it can really only do you favors. So don't waste any more time and make sure to download that today. And also, as I mentioned earlier, we'll be streaming with this microphone tonight, so if you're interested in seeing what that sounds like, make sure to stop by my Twitch, links to that below, as well as links to my Twitter and my Instagram, so that you don't miss any updates regarding whether or not I can stream, or just if other things are going on, considering that the storm did have a lot of damage on my neighborhood that we're still recovering from. But with that said, this has been Francisco from Tech Summit. Hopefully you found this review useful, and I will be seeing you all later. Enjoy.